how this client saved $250,000 with one bold move, and how disorganization was costing me money every year. Don't make the same mistake I did. Learn how to take control now. Hello, everyone. My name is Sylvia Ho, and I'm a financial landlord consultant. I'm also a mortgage agent for the last 24 years, and I work solely with landlords to help them save money by decreasing the taxes that they pay the government and reducing the interest that they pay the banks. I'm also known as the cash down queen. So I just got off the phone with a client, and we did a cash flow audit. And essentially, they're a landlord and they are running their landlord business the old fashioned way, which is the way our parents used to do it. But they were leaving money on the table. In fact, they were leaving $250,000 on the table because they were just not running their landlord business efficiently. What they were doing is they were taking the rental income, putting it into a bank account, and then from that bank account, they were paying all the rental expenses. I recommended rental cash damming, which is a reallocation strategy, reallocation cash flow strategy. So they take their rental income, pay down their owner occupied mortgage, use a line of credit to pay for the rental expenses. And now by just doing that extra few steps, $250,000. What would you do with $250,000? The client is pumped, and so am I. Now they're going to take 16.67 years to pay off their mortgages instead of 25. We're going to be onboarding next week with rental cash damming, and we're going to work together for a full 12 months, and I am so excited for them. So if you'd like to learn more about what a cash flow audit could mean for you, like how much money are you leaving on the table, reach out and comment audit, and then I'll send you a link to book a time with me. And then let's just see, in 45 minutes, I'll be able to tell you if you're leaving money on the table and how much you're leaving money on the table with. So I'll tell you a bit more about this particular client. So he is currently working. He has a $370,000 mortgage, and he was doing biweekly payments. He was saving the family money by doing renovations on his house by himself because he's a pretty handy individual. His biggest goal was to pay down their mortgage, to free up the equity in their home so that they can buy more properties. And the reason this was important for them was because he works a lot with individuals that are in their 60s and 70s, and they're still working, and he's like, I don't want to be like them. You know, there's more to life than just working. He wants to spend time with his family. And so that really drove him to have this conversation with me and do this cash flow audit. The other thing that he talked about was that he feels like he's made a lot of good financial decisions, and he absolutely has. He has a rental property, he has a smaller mortgage, he has good equity in the home, he has good investments, but he felt that he plateaued in regards to where he could be or should be. He was basically at this plateau mark, and he didn't, in regards to like financial decisions, and he just felt like he was missing out on something, but he didn't really know what that was until we did the cash flow audit. So now he's not going to be missing out anymore. We're going to get him from a 25-year AM to a 16.67-year amortization, meaning his mortgage on his owner-occupied home is going to be down to zero, which is super crazy exciting. And we're going to save $250,000 in that process. So again, if you want to do a cash flow audit to see how much money you're leaving on the table, please reach out to me, and let's see how much we can save you. So comment cash flow below. So I've been a landlord for over 20 years now, and there was this one thing that I was just not doing very, very well. And it came down to, like, I was just not very organized. So I own 7 properties, and here in Ontario, every year you're allowed to increase your rental by 2.5%. And but the problem is that everybody's leases started at different times, right? And so I would always miss out. I wouldn't send it on time, and then I would lose out for a month, or I would forget to send it. And then they paid that lower rent when I could have got, a little bit more in rental income. So there's a trick now that I use, and I'm finding that it works really, really well. And this is it. So when a client moves in, so for example, I had a client that moved into my rental unit on April 1st, so yesterday. So they moved in on April 1st. And what's going to happen is they signed a 1-year lease. So I know that in January, February, March, yeah, that's their 90-day notice. I can send out I think it's called an N1, an increase in rental income. So what I did is I already prepared it, right? So I already prepared it because I know what the rent is going to increase by. Now, I guess that's a really bad example because in 2026 it would change. So let me rephrase that. So let's just say it was in 2025, it was going to increase where I have to send out that paperwork. The point is that if it was in 2025, I already know the landlord board will allow us to increase it by 2.5%. So I've already prepared that N1. I've already prepared the email. And in Gmail, you can just do a schedule send. So something got sent out for me yesterday for a lady who moved in July, and her 12 months is going to be up at the end of June. And on April 1st, yesterday, the notice was already sent out, but I created this notice in July of last year. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. Yeah. I think you get my point. Is that okay? I'm skipping years out. Anyways, I think you get my point. My point is if you know what it is already at 2.5%, just create that N1 and put it into your email and schedule send it out. Okay. I also created a really good template, at least in my opinion, it's really good, where it says, "Hi tenant, this your 1 year is up. This is how much we have this is how much you're paying right now. This is how many post-dated checks I have. This is what your new rent will be as of this date. Please let me know by this date if you're going to stay or if you're going to move out." It's a whole template, and it's been very, very effective with my tenants. It says to get back to me by a certain time. So if you like a copy of that template, just comment below and just say, "Hey Sylvia, can I get a copy of the template?" I'd be happy to share it with you. So point of this whole Facebook Live is that you will not miss out on those rent increases anymore because you're going to prepare the paperwork ahead of time and you're going to put it on schedule send. So schedule send is the key part of being more organized. I hope that helps you, my friends. My name is Sylvia Ho, and I'm a financial landlord consultant. I'm also a mortgage agent. I've also been a landlord for over 20 years now. I help landlords save money via taxes and interest. If you love what you hear every single Wednesday, please like, please comment, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It encourages me to do more of these Facebook Lives so that we can all save money together. Thanks for listening, my friends, and I will chat with you next Wednesday. Take care. Bye now.